Roy Williams retiring after 33 years, 18 of those, of course, at UNC, 3 championships, one of the greatest when we're talking coaches. Where does this leave UNC when they start their coaching search moving forward here?
Well, UNC is the best job in college basketball as far as I'm concerned. I understand. I can already, hold on. I can hear Kentucky fans complaining and Duke fans. But to me, North Carolina is the best job in college basketball because of its history, its location, its conference, its prestige, the Jordan brand, Michael Jordan himself. There are so many factors there. And you know what? We can split hairs on whether or not it's truly the best job. I believe that it is. And North Carolina is the same deal. There are very few candidates who won't at least have a conversation with North Carolina, depending on how high and how big North Carolina wants to look. If you want to stay within the family, I spoke with an industry source just a short while ago, and they said, listen, if you stay in the family, there's only 2 realistic candidates at this point. You've got Hubert Davis already on the staff there. Do you bump him up and promote him? Or Wes Miller, former Carolina player who's been at UNC Greensboro, was in the tournament this year with UNC Greensboro, has made multiple NCAA tournaments. He's obviously going to get an interview and have a shot there. Those are the 2 names in North Carolina's family. Beyond that, in my opinion, names that they should be looking at and should consider, I think they'll give Tony Bennett a call, or at least they should. I know he's in conference, but how can you not? Tony Bennett's one of the best coaches in the sport, and it is a jump up from Virginia to North Carolina. Don't know if you would take it, but you make that call. How about Chris Holtmann? I have sources telling me that Indiana did poke around and see if Holtmann might have been interested in that job. He said no, or at least representatives said no. North Carolina, would the same situation apply? Holtmann is one of the really strong coaches that has at least 2 decades ahead of him in the industry. He's certainly another name. And other sitting coaches who are accomplished that might get a call outside the Carolina family, maybe a Matt Painter. He's deserving of a call. I don't think guys like Jay Wright, I don't think Jay Wright's leaving Villanova to go to North Carolina. I don't think that's realistic. I wouldn't expect a Mark Few to leave a Gonzaga. Mark Few and Roy Williams are actually very, very close. Mark Few's kind of busy at the moment, but his name, if there was ever going to be a job where his name might come up, it would be this one, but I wouldn't anticipate that. One more name I will throw out that is here. Would Scott Drew be a candidate? His name was attached as a potential candidate for Indiana. That never went anywhere. Would North Carolina look to see what he's done here, particularly getting to a Final Four, potentially a national championship game? Hey, maybe Baylor wins a national championship. We'll wait and see. There is a desire to keep it within the family, but when you've got guys like Tony Bennett out there, I think that North Carolina needs to do its due diligence, and Bubba Cunningham, that AD, will do his due diligence, because this is a rare job that opens, and it's been 18 years since it did, and we'll see who fills it. But it will be a big name or a Carolina name. It's going to be one of those 2 no matter when it fills.
All right, big shoes to fill there with UNC.
Avery, we've got to go. We're running out of time, but just very quickly, this now is a head coaching vacancy, one of the premier in the country, if not the premier vacancy that's open. A quick thought on a coach you think might be a good fit?
Hubert Davis. Hubert Davis. He's been an assistant there. This guy, he loves the program. That's, he's North Carolina. He's the royal blue. He's got it all over his body. So I would say Hubert Davis. That would be the guy that I would pick if I was the athletic director and I was in a decision-making process.
Would be bad. Keep it in the family. Avery Johnson there with the breaking news. Yeah. Avery, certainly appreciate it. Thank you as always.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, Roy Williams, you take a look at the most NCAA tournament wins by a head coach, Coach K. His rival, Tobacco Road, right there with 97. Roy Williams there at 79, passing Dean Smith with 65. Roy Williams, again, quite a career there, ready to call it and get into retirement, play some more golf.
A legend on his way out the door. You got to wonder who's coming in. Any names that might come to mind? I know this is still a fluid situation, but who's up next at UNC?
Well, at North Carolina, they have forever, been attracted to people who have ties to the program. And the truth right now is there's not great obvious candidates who have ties to the program. Roy Williams certainly fit that bill. They tried to hire him 2 different times. First unsuccessfully, and then secondly, successfully, and he won 3 national titles after they did that. Wes Miller, has ties to the program, but he's certainly not at the level that Roy Williams was when North Carolina hired him. Hubert Davis is on staff at North Carolina, but honestly, if you were going to promote Hubert Davis, and it doesn't mean that they won't ultimately do it, but if it was clear cut to you that should be the answer, then you announce the retirement and announce the promotion, all on the same day. So if you're looking for candidates outside of the program with no ties to UNC, Nate Oates at Alabama makes a lot of sense. But make no mistake, this is among the best jobs in college basketball, if not the best job in college basketball. They will have no shortage of people who are interested in trying to be the next coach of the Tar Heels.
You got to imagine a lot of people be knocking on that door and looking forward to fill that seat there at UNC. All right, Gary Parrish with the breaking news. Roy Williams calling a career after 33 years. Surprising. 18, of course, there with the Tar Heels. Don't forget to check out the Eye on College Basketball podcast, of course, with Gary Parrish and Matt Norlander. You got to think this is definitely a topic now. Don't forget, we still got the Final Four as well as we roll into the weekends. And then, of course, after that, somebody will be crowned a champion later on this week and next week. Interesting to see. Download and follow the pod as we move forward.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.